Hey guys, it's me, Ally Brooke. I am so excited to welcome Chris Distefano to the Ally Brooke Show. We had so much fun. He made me laugh so hard. Oh my gosh, he is now one of my we're basically now BFFs. And as much as he made me laugh, there might even be a cry in there. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's the Ally Brooke Show.
What is your necklace say?
Oh, this is it says blessed, and I actually have a matching necklace with my little cousin who means everything to me. I love her so much. Her name's Cassie. I love you,
Hi, Cassie. Love you. Miss you. Yes. Let me ask you a question. Do you wish though the necklace, because it's beautiful, but do you wish you could have put a hashtag in there?
You know what? Now that you bring it up, yes. I totally wish I missed that train.
My gift to you is if you would have me one day on the second episode of this podcast, because I love this. I want to buy you the hashtag part of the necklace, and that's what I want to do for you.
Okay,
I'm gonna get you hashtag.
I mean, I always love free jewelry, and hashtag blessed. Yes.
Yes. Hashtag blessed.
Yes. Thank you, Chris.
100%. I'm gonna get you. So I think I like it, and that's cute. I don't have any. I have a chain, but it doesn't have a thing on it.
Mine's cooler, dude.
It is because you got the word, but this is a very Brooklyn guy thing to do. This is my communion chain. I had this chain since I'm in second grade.
No way.
Yeah, my mother bought me this.
Very significant.
Yeah, my mother bought me this communion chain in second grade in Brooklyn. Shout out St. Matthias Church, made my communion there, and she bought me this chain. But I was 7. So I'm this fit over my body. It just felt, it was like a hula hoop. It's only fitting my neck since I started doing steroids about a year ago.
Oh, okay, there you go. That explains it.
I'm kidding. Steroids are bad. Steroids are bad. Shout out Winstrol. Let me just say something real quick. The energy in here is so posy-wazy. It's great. It smells like like I said before, it smells like the inside of a cupcake. I feel like I'm in an ice cream cone. I'm just in a swirl of love and positivity.
Wow.
Yes, and it's just great. I love your sign, and what I love about the sign so much, it's pink and it's beautiful, and I do feel you can't feel it at home, but I do feel like it is giving off some type of radiation. I will mail you the doctor's bill along with the hashtag that I promised you. So
hashtag blessed.
Hashtag yeah. But yeah, no, this is congrats on everything. I mean, I love this. And by the way, you want to talk about a comfy, wumpy couch? Wow. I don't even feel like I have a butt right now. I thought for a second my butt was missing because it's just become the couch.
Well, you know what? That's the goal for my guests, is for them to feel like that, like they don't have a butt. So
that's what it is.
That's great.
I feel buttless. Yeah.
I'm sure. So is this couch better than, the podcast that you go on, like y'all's couches?
Oh, the podcast that I do. I just did a podcast with my friend Bobby Lee.
We know Bobby Lee.
Oh my God.
He is hilarious. The hot wing story, I can't.
He's disgusting, actually. And yeah, no, I want to bash Bobby Lee for an hour.
Okay,
no, I'm kidding.
You can do it.
No, Bobby Lee's chairs. No, they're gross. And he sits in them with his top of his butt crack hanging out, and he puts you in he puts his guests in wooden chairs he got from a haunted auditorium. No, your couches are so much more comfortable, Bobby Lee. You respect me, Bobby doesn't. That's what I want the clip to be.
Yes, that'll be the clip. Bobby, come and fight us.
Yes, come
here on the Ally Brooke Show.
Exactly, Bobby. See if you can beat up Ally Brooks and you can.
Yes,
is it Brooke or Brooks? Brooke.
But a lot of people call me Ally Brooks.
But is Brooke? Is it your last? Is it a middle name or is that your actual last name? What is your last name?
Middle name. So it's Allison Brooke Hernandez. Is my full name.
I was going to guess Martinez.
Oh, okay, that's a good one too.
Hernandez.
One of my best friends is Martinez. So you were close.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was actually it's awesome because my brother named me after the Karate Kid. Ally in the Karate Kid,
of course.
The 1980s version.
Yes, of course. And I love that name, and I love the way you spell it, Ally.
Thank you.
The girls that spell it Allie, not that I'm disrespecting them at all, but what are you trying to prove? Ally is the name. Ally is a 4-letter name, not a 5-6-letter name. Okay?
Thank you. Well, you know what? I will say, growing up, whenever I went to Fiesta, Texas, or I don't know.
There's a place called Fiesta, Texas. Oh my God.
Yes, and we stand by it.
But that's funny that there's a town named Party. It's just...
No. it's in San Antonio, but the theme park is called Fiesta, Texas.
Oh, I thought you were saying there was a town in Texas. The name of the town is Fiesta. Hi, I'm from Fiesta.
So your dad, I've heard a lot about him.
Yes.
So he was definitely entertaining growing up, to say the least. Is that what
he's entertaining? He was entertaining. He was. Let's be honest.
Let's
Ally,
be honest with
he was
my
most
fans.
likely involved in organized crime. I'm just going to say it. And he most likely was. And listen, to each their own. He needed to provide for his family. My mother demanded her child support payment in cash, and there's only one way to do that. You have to deliver goods and services for the one and only John Gotti, R.I.P. So that's just...
Who's that?
You don't know who John Gotti is?
Was he a mafia guy?
Well, I mean, baby, John Gotti, the Dapper Don, the Teflon...
I only know music guys.
No, because John Gotti, here's the thing. John Gotti, big mafia boss in the 90s, the boss of the Gambino crime family. If you want to see, truly, one of the worst movies ever made, go see when John Travolta played John Gotti. It's just one of those, I don't even know. I think it was called Gotti. Travolta gave up halfway through. You could tell he was showing up they were shooting scenes. He didn't even have the toupee on. I was like, I mean, Travolta, he's dressed for another movie, shooting the scenes of that movie. But John Gotti was a mafia boss in the 90s, very, famous in New York and all around the world. But it's interesting thing about Italian coming from like not a mafia family, because I wasn't that, but like my dad and his friends, even my mom, they were divorced, but even my mom just felt protected. It was a strange thing where like, even though they're criminals and like they had to go to jail, it's like you just feel protected around them, because they're not just going to let anyone into the neighborhood. So
there you go. And
absolutely.
I mean,
you know what's one thing that I know if John Gotti was alive today, truly, Ally, I know if he was alive today, do you know what I think he would love doing?
What?
Eating Magic Spoon. That's what I think. All the flavors of Magic Spoon cereal. I mean, the keto-friendly cereal that everybody loves.
Yeah.
Gotti would love it.
And what's the code?
Promo code chaos for me, but what's Ally's promo code?
Promo code Ally for
Why
me.
don't you buy one box with promo code chaos?
Yes.
One promo with promo code Ally, ALLY.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that. It's so funny how many people just get my name wrong, spell my name wrong, and I was saying earlier, I would go into like, maybe a Disney or Fiesta, Texas, try to find my name, and it wouldn't be there.
Ally, I'm going to tell you one thing about
very
me.
Heartbroken.
I'm going to tell you one thing about me right here. I don't make mistakes except this shirt. That's the only thing. That's the only bad choice I've made recently.
I might, kind of have to agree with you, but it's okay.
Listen.
You're you, boo.
I'm me, boo, and I'm really embracing being a dad. This is a dad shirt.
That's such a dad shirt.
This is a dad shirt.
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely, kids.
One beautiful daughter named Six. I mean, who's Six?
Who's Six? Her name, that's crazy. I'm going to name my new kid Six. Now, this is my child Six. Yes, great name by Ally. I have a beautiful daughter named Delilah, who's turning 6, and then my second baby, who's going to be born on July 4th. That's
Wait, my birthday's July 7th. Meant to be.
Should I name my daughter Ally then? I mean, what are we doing here?
You should totally name her Ally, and I would be honored. I'll totally be the godmother.
We were thinking Violet. What do you think of that name? Do you like Violet, or what are you thinking on Violet?
I'm loving Violet. That's
You're loving Violet?
Name, yes.
Delilah and Violet. They sound like little princesses, And then their dad's wearing this shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's perfect. That made my heart swell right now.
You did? You want to? Should we call a doctor? Because that's not good.
Maybe. Oh yeah. No.
Okay.
Maybe we should just.
My corazón. No, guess what? My child.
Which one? Oh wait.
My children. My current daughter and my child who's to be born. Puerto Ricanas. My girlfriend is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
So that's how I felt like I was doing my part as a white person, kind of thinking about what's going on in society and all the things with racism. I said, you know what I'm going to do? A lot of these people, a lot of my friends, let me just say this to the camera. A lot of these white people are out here, they're protests and they're tweeting hashtags and they're donating, but you're really not doing enough. I'm out there making Puerto Rican people, okay? I'm making more of a population. So that's what I do, okay? So if you want to really get in the fight, go out there and make a Latina baby.
Hashtag Latina. That's what you can get me.
My God.
Of bless, hashtag Latina.
Latinas.
Hey,
that's the song that I sing. I sing that every day. That's why I'm having another baby. Do you promise you'll be my friend now forever?
Oh, I promise to be your
Seriously.
friend forever. Yes.
Like I'm talking about, I'm going to be your friend. Like it's going to get weird.
You're going
to come home and I'm going to be like, hey, Ally, I made a whole fiesta. I made I made quesadillas for you.
I would love you forever, boo. If that, I'm totally down.
If there's one thing about me, I know how to work with cheese. I'm Chrissy Cheeses. I'm Chrissy Cheese. I'll make you a quesadilla. The queso on this quesadilla, it'll blow the socks so you're not wearing off.
Okay, well, I look forward to that.
Okay.
I am so down.
No, your management team and everyone in the I'm
on
letting myself into her house at one point. So if the alarm system goes off, just know that
who is that?
Yeah.
I hope you like cats. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid, but I had to give it up because I realized it was full of sugar and junk you really shouldn't eat. We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. Magic Spoon has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. It also has only 140 calories per serving. Magic Spoon is keto-friendly, gluten-free, soy-free, grain-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. Magic Spoon comes in 4 different flavors: peanut butter, cocoa, fruity, and frosted. It tastes just like your favorite cereals from childhood and is so much healthier. I love Magic Spoon. Guys, I'm like a cereal queen. I love my cereal, but Magic Spoon really tastes amazing. It has everything I love: the crunch, the flavor, the texture. All of it is delicious. And I know Chris D loves Magic Spoon too, but I think I like Magic Spoon more. Just kidding. We both love it. Now, for a limited time, go to magicspoon.com/Ally Brooke to grab a variety pack and try it today. Be sure to use our promo code Ally Brooke at checkout to get $5 off of your order. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Ally Brooke and use the code Ally Brooke to get $5 off. Thank you to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this episode.
Ooh, no, you know what? I could deal with cats. I thought I had an allergy.
I thought we had like some sort of friendship going on, and then you just hesitated at that statement. Are you serious?
Well, no, Allie, here's the thing, is because you caught me off guard. Because you said I have cats, and I thought, because I call them gatos. That's what I call them. Out of respect to your heritage, I call them gatos. Gatitos. So when you said cats, I had to, because my brain, I only think in Spanish.
Okay.
And I said gatos. But I do like cats. I've never had a cat.
Okay.
But I'm willing to open up new parts of my life and kind of like embrace having a cat, if that's what it's going to take to be friends with you. I'll have a cat.
Yes. I mean, yeah, you have to get a cat. They're life-changing. Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog. I don't have any animals besides my kids.
Okay,
yeah,
that's okay.
That's it.
You will love cats, and when you come to my house, you're gonna see them, and they're gonna love you back.
When New York,
they're gonna love your shirt. They're gonna think it's a toy.
This is, if this doesn't say litter box, they're gonna pee on the shirt. Yeah.
You know what? The things you do for your kids, right?
Oh my God.
I can relate, because the things you do for your cats.
So your cats or your kids? That's how. What are your cats' names?
Lady Bell and Minnie Mouse, because I love Disney World.
I love Disney World too. Can you get me in? I am not a California resident. My kids are dying to go. They're like, Dad, how come we can't go to Disney World?
I don't think Disneyland's open yet. Oh, is it open?
Well, it's open, but only for Cali residents.
Oh, I didn't know.
Let me ask you a question here on the show.
You might just have to go to Disney World.
I have kids. Okay, I have a 10-year-old stepson. I have my 6-year-old daughter, and I have a kid on the way. We're here in Los Angeles for another month. Disneyland is not open. It is only open to California residents. So will you allow me to use your home address to get tickets illegally into Disneyland? Yes or no?
Why is it something that I feel like my cousins would ask me?
Yes. Do you need me to call my father? And what do you need me to do? I need to get into Disneyland.
I'll see what I can do.
How about this?
What you can do.
You book a performance at Disneyland.
Done.
Your new album. You book, and then I'm your +1, but really I'm your +7 because I'm bringing my whole family.
Oh, it's okay.
And we get in.
How we work too. So you're good.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
yes, I can't wait for that.
What's when does your new album come out, or is it not?
Well,
because
I'm so excited because this is my first real album. Of course, like being in Fifth Harmony, we had a few and we had a lot, but this is my own. And I don't have an exact date for it, but I have the time frame. But I'm kind of keeping things like a little bit secretive.
I like it.
Yeah.
Secret.
And then I like to surprise my fans. So I don't tell them like anything, or I give them little hints, and then bam,
come out with it. I hope that when your album comes out, though, it's not the same day that Aliens come out. Because they're teetering with it now, Ally. Now they're saying that aliens are real. And here's what I'm going to tell you this to your listeners, to your fans.
Do you think aliens are real?
I think that, of course, there are extraterrestrial.
Wait, I mean, with your shirt, it kind of implies that.
I for sure think aliens are real. I think for sure extraterrestrials. I think so though, that the aliens that are coming out at some point in this calendar year, mark my words, we're going to be led to believe that they're real, but it's really the governments from different countries making up aliens and dressing them up in alien suits and making believe that there's alien life and that we're under attack, but we're really not. And I swear to Christ, if that day is the day that you decide to release your album,
it would happen.
I will be pissed.
You and me both, my friend.
I'll be pissed.
And I'll go and I'll call you and we'll just
No. Listen to me. When that album comes out, you're getting a retweet from @Christy Comedy, okay? 161,000 followers.
Yes!
So maybe one day you'll get to my level, Ally.
Yeah, maybe one day. Gosh, how does that feel?
It feels amazing.
Got to work pretty hard for that one.
Oh, yeah. On YouTube, 80K subs on YouTube. Yes! So one day, Ally.
Man,
it's just a lot of hard work. Yeah, like. I've been all over the world.
I mean, I hope that my I hope that my podcast gets half as many views as yours, because you're killing it.
Thank you.
You're killing it.
No, the podcast is fun. And I got to be honest.
You have multiple podcasts,
I have multiple podcasts. I have one called Chrissy Chaos, Tuesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then Hey Babe with Sal Volcano from the Impractical Jokers, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
I love him. We love, not to cut you off, our family loves the Impractical Jokers, especially my dad.
The best.
They're hilarious. And it's so funny because one time, Fifth Harmony, we were performing at a Jingle Ball in I don't know, Chicago or somewhere. And who was it, Will? Which one? Murr was chilling, and we got to meet him.
Murr would be the one at a Fifth Harmony concert.
Yeah, because we were fabulous.
Fabulous, yeah.
We were awesome.
Yeah, it's 40-year-olds just sweating in the front row.
Oh my God. Yeah, happened a lot. And a lot of crazy stuff happened, so, wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, I met him, and that was super cool.
No, he's cool.
And I think my dad was there too, and he freaked out, but I'd love to meet Sal.
Honestly,
Sal,
you will meet Sal.
Will you be on my podcast?
The answer is I can speak for Sal.
Okay.
The answer is 100% yes. Because here's the thing is getting, working with it, because we were friends. I've been friends with them since their first season of Practical Jokers. So
shut up. No way.
I've known them for years.
Wait, how did you know them?
Because Sal used to run a stand-up show in New York before he even had the Impractical Jokers.
What?
Used to run a show 10, 12 years ago on Staten Island.
Humble beginnings.
Yes,
Hashtag hustling.
Hashtag blessed. Change coming soon.
Hashtag Latina.
Hashtag Latina. That's what I would do. I would do the threes.
Oh, yeah.
So he ran the show called Cargo on Staten Island in New York, where he owned the bar, and we would all come up and perform. So we met Sal and all the Impractical Jokers before they were famous, before they even pitched the idea of the show to TruTV. They were owning the bar.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we've been friends for so long, and then like a year ago we were like, hey, we should start a podcast together. And we do it, and it's been great. And Sal, and exactly what happened is when I was like, oh, with Sal Volcano, and then you were like, sorry to cut you off, and that's just what happens all the time. I mean, I can't tell you how many times my head has just been stepped on to get leverage so they can get a picture of Sal, and I'm like, I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you.
Oh,
yeah. I know it's good to, you know what's good about, here's the beautiful thing about my journey, or anybody's journey through anything but through comedy. And this is not negative. I mean this to be positive, but really it's good to know in a positive way that nobody cares. You know what I mean by that? Where it's just like, listen, Alexander the Great was the most famous person ever 3,000 years ago. If he was walking around today, he'd just be an idiot in a toga. Like nobody remembers, nobody cares. So just enjoy your life, have fun with what you're doing, and just keep moving forward, because ultimately it's like, who cares? Move on. So
there you go.
With that, I want to say, suck it, Sal Volcano.
There you go. Yes. Special message.
Special message.
On the
Ally Brooke, you're a creep.
We need to pull up that picture. Dang it.
No, please pull up that picture and send it to the FBI.
Yes. Okay, so when Sal's on my show, I have to bring my dad because my dad is like,
Sal's coming to the show. Sal is not in LA right now. He's working, but when he comes out to LA, I'm going to tell him, dude, you're doing Ally's show. I mean, what are you, stupid? You're doing the show, Sal.
And I'm going to fly out my dad just for that. I feel like that's such a dad show, right?
Yeah,
like,
and I'll give your dad this shirt so he has on a dad shirt.
Oh, he would love that.
Yeah.
He would probably just like love you. And
yes.
You would be making him laugh hysterically.
I love you, Papa.
Right, yeah.
Padre.
Special. He's famous. My dad's
Your dad's famous?
Oh my gosh. So he's hilarious. He's not really famous, but he's famous within like my fans.
Right.
He is so funny. He loves the life of the party. No, he is the life of the party. He loves all the attention. He loves all the like free stuff that I get him.
Sure.
He's hilarious. There's this video of him in Brazil when we went to Brazil one time, and our fans over there are so passionate. Like, I'll paint you a picture. We land in the airport and there's thousands of kids there. We get like trampled on. I almost get like totally ran over.
I believe it.
And they go on top of our cars and like bang on them because they just love us so much.
Right.
So we were at our hotel just waiting. We can't really go out there because there's so
mobs
many
of
fans.
people.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we're there. And so we would wave from our hotel room, or we would sometimes go out and just say hi or whatever. And we make fun of my dad to this day because there's a video of him online of him literally going out to the crowd being like, and I'm like, oh my God. My gosh, Dad.
Yeah.
So any words, can you just basically just roast my dad?
Here's the thing, sir, is I would have done the same thing. I love the work, ladies.
Love the work.
Love
there
the work.
you go. There you go.
Shout out your dad. I love your dad. I want to meet your dad. I'd like to eventually FaceTime your dad. Let's get married.
Totally. Oh. Well, you're going to have to get through my mama first, but
no, it's
in fact, it was their anniversary recently. Oh, there you go. Bam.
Go ahead, keep going.
You can have it. Go ahead.
I knew you weren't going to drink it.
Oh man, yes, I'm a lightweight. I don't drink a lot of beer. When I do, like I like it.
Yeah, I'm driving, so.
So you're gonna
there you
great.
go.
You better be careful. Slow down there.
Slow down. Yeah, no. Pimp. No, listen.
Pimp? Is that your name?
His name is Mike Lavin, but he's known as the Homeless Pimp on Instagram and elsewhere.
Okay.
So follow him. And it's funny because he's been living with us since we've been out here. Because I'm out here because Sal from Practical Jokers, TruTV. I'm hosting my own TruTV show called Backyard Bar Wars.
Dude, that is awesome. Wait, so I love like HGTV and I'm a fan of all those like, you know how they kind of redeem restaurants or bars or houses.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
So please tell me all about your show.
Backyard
Bar
Wars. Backyard Bar Wars.
Not
if you want,
barn wars?
No, Backyard Bar Wars. Hashtag. And
TruTV.
Hashtag TruTV. And so it's a show about, I'm the host of it with these with my friends Anthony and Anton Downing, who are contractors from Chicago, great guys. And somebody wants to build a bar in their backyard that has like a space, whatever. It's basically like it's two friends who both build bars in their backyards, and the winner and they both get bars, but the bars are judged by a panel of their friends and neighbors. And then the winner of the bar gets like $25,000, gets like a year supply of like free booze from like a liquor sponsor.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the loser has to go through some like awful punishment. So it's a fun show. So it's like an HGTV show kind of mixed with
like Impractical Jokers
kind
style.
of vibe, because it's TruTV, so they have to do something like the Impractical Jokers or nobody's going to watch it. I even said when I got on set, I was like, "Did you want to book Sal, because it's not Sal?" And they were like,
"Because it's not Sal."
Well,
That's
the truth is they were like, they can't afford the Jokers anymore, so they have to go way down. I mean, my shirt's from Target, so
we love Target.
Shout out Target. Maybe they'll sponsor the pod one day. That's how you know you're making real money, if Target's sponsoring. But
true.
Yeah, but one day. But or maybe today. I don't know, dude.
You never know.
So
let's put it out there.
Let's put it out there. Put it out in the world.
Yes.
So I'm doing the TruTV show. So my family's been out here with me for 2 months already, and we go home in like a month back to New York. But Pimp's been staying with me the whole time, filming content for my podcast, for my YouTube, and all that stuff. And my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, just calls him Pimp, the Pimp. So she was on a Zoom call the other day with her teacher, like checking in because they're back into classes back in New York. We're in California. She was like, Delilah, how's your day? How's everything going out there? She was like, it's great. She's like, my daddy and my pimp are just so nice.
Oh my God, no. Oh my
And
gosh.
she sent an email to us and she was like, I don't know what's going on over there. I was like, no. I'm daddy, obviously. And pimp is the homeless pimp. And she was like, okay, just like understand that like a positive learning environment is very necessary. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, he's harmless. And then I sent him a picture of their Instagram. And they were like, call the police.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So she calls him the pimp, but she won't. We're like, no, his name's Mike. She's like, no, I like calling him the pimp. We're like, all right.
Well, it's nice to know that,
and
your daughter's
you're going to watch the show.
Is not what the teacher thought.
It's not what the teacher thought. Yeah, daddy and pimp. But you're going to watch the show. You promise you'll watch the show?
Oh, I promise I'll watch the show. It actually sounds like a really cool
It's
concept.
cool. It's going to come out mid-July, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Right in time for my birthday.
For your birthday, July 7th.
Yes.
You're going to get a hashtag symbol. Do not forget about me. Because
Oh, you're definitely
here's the truth,
not going to
Ally.
be forgotten.
Is pimp is good on the computers, and we already have your address.
Oh,
so it is
right.
going to show up. We got your Addy.
Yep. You know what? I promise that.
Can I ask you this? And you don't have to answer this at all, but it's just something interesting because of your success and how crazy and like a fanfare you even said like just Brazil was or wherever. Has there ever been a moment in your career where you were genuinely scared for your life, like a crazy psychotic fan story?
Oh my God. Actually, yes. This is
like crazy.
I haven't talked about this in a while, so I hope I'm recounting it correctly. But basically, so we started off on X Factor. We were formed on the X Factor.
Yes.
And I was there and I was already here in LA. I was here for the live tapings of the show. And I was naive because I was, homeschooled, and I kind of like hung out a lot with my parents because I came out here when I was very young to pursue a music career, and would always be surrounded by adults, or sometimes I didn't really have a lot of friends because coming to LA was such a shock.
Sure.
And so I guess like
You're from Fiesta, Texas. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I came out here. And it was my first time being by myself as an adult anywhere, especially in a different state.
Mm-hmm.
And I was downstairs with my friend on the, how in the lobby of hotels you have, what is it called? Not the concierge, but when, like, for the computers.
Oh.
It starts with the C.
Concierge. Call desk.
Someone get it.
Business center.
Yes, like
okay, starts with a B, but it's okay.
Starts with a B, all right. Once again, blonde. Just
well,
kidding.
yeah.
Just kidding.
No.
So yeah, I was down there. I was doing something. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was with a friend, and this kind of like, not like, how do I put this nicely? Not like, no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
Not like normal looking. Like he looked like Murr.
This Murr looking man.
A Murr lookalike. Let's call this guy Murr. Any practical jokes?
Murr comes along.
Yeah.
And basically this guy who I got strange vibes from comes and he's talking to me, and I'm super naive, I'm super new to all this. And he's like, oh, hi, what's your name? I'm like, oh, my name's Allison. I thought, oh, if I give not Ally. No, excuse me. I said, my name's Ally. Ally Brooke.
Yeah.
Because that was already on air. So I thought, oh, I'm safe. He
sure.
can't get any information there. And he kept asking me a lot of questions. I was like, okay, well, I gotta go. Sorry, nice to meet you. I didn't want to be mean to this person because, I don't want to be rude. But obviously that wasn't right, that he was making me uncomfortable and asking me all these questions. So I go to my room with my friend, and then all of a sudden I think it was a knock on the door. I remember at first it was a call on the phone, and I was freaked out. I asked, I think my not roommate, but one of the contestants to come up to my room, and then he showed up to my door. He knocked over there, and I was freaking out. I was crying. Thank God I wasn't alone.
Of course.
I called security, and that was like one of the scariest moments.
Somehow they found
my room. I guess it must have been under my name that I gave him, Ally Brooke.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have done that.
From now on, when you check into hotels, you check in with the name Chris Distefano. That's the name you check in with, and you will get nobody visiting that room. I promise you.
Is that a surefire thing?
Surefire thing.
Cool. Then I will definitely do that. The Ally Brooke Show is brought to you by Buffy. Buffy makes amazing bedding that's earth-friendly and cruelty-free. Buffy has an amazing new comforter called The Breeze. The Breeze is made of eucalyptus fabric, inside and out. It's softer than cotton and naturally soothes skin. It's earth-friendly. Eucalyptus uses 10 times less water than cotton to grow, and its fiber is produced using recyclable, earth-friendly solvents. It's hypoallergenic, plus its high thread count shuts out dust, mold, and mites for a healthier sleeping environment. It's cruelty-free and doesn't use down as filling. You guys, the Breeze is the comfiest comforter I own. I used to wake up in the middle of the night sweating, and I would hate that because it would be too hot, or I would be shivering because I was too cold. But the Breeze comforter is so lightweight and breathable, but just large and fluffy enough to be the perfect comforter for me. The Breeze regulates temperature. No more night sweats. Get comfortable without overheating. For a limited time, Buffy is offering fans of the Ally Brooke Show $20 off of your Buffy comforter. For $20 off of your Buffy comforter, visit buffy.co and enter code Ally. That's right, $20 off of your comforter when you go to buffy.co and use my code ALLY, Ally.
How about this?
Moral of the story is don't give away your name.
Don't give away your name.
And be careful, ladies.
One of the girls in my family, I have a cousin who's a firefighter, FDNY firefighter, female, unbelievably strong, like such a great.
Heck yeah.
So she's awesome. Like when we went to her graduating class from the FDNY, she was only 2 women were in the whole graduating class. She was one of them. And she's like got medals and crushed.
Dude,
and great.
Yes.
Somebody broke into our house when we were 18. She lived on the bottom floor. I lived on the top floor. Somebody broke into our house when we were 18, and I had went to the store. It was like broad daylight. I had went to the store to get, whatever, tampons. I don't know. I had to get something, listen.
Females that we go through.
I was the guy. No, because it was me and all women. It was me and all. It was me, my mom, my aunt, and my cousins who were all girls. So I was the guy who was always going at that time.
That's awesome.
I knew exactly what to do. They knew me. In the drugstores, they were like, "Is that time of the month?" I was like, "Yes, aisle 7." Double pad.
I like that.
Absolutely.
You were there to help in a time of trouble because, honey, that is a time of
I know
trouble.
it is. I was get same thing: tampons, cranberry juice, and Kit Kats. That's what I would go and get. That's what the ladies needed. That's what I get. But anyway, so I was probably going up to get whatever. Middle of the day, I'm walking down the block. I see cop cars, ambulances, and fire trucks, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So now I'm sprinting. I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
Well, I didn't know what happened. I was like, I thought somebody was killed. I didn't know what to think. I'm walking past, to run up to my house, and I see in my driveway a guy screaming in pain with 2 broken arms. Like his arms are like broken behind his back. And I'm like, what the hell? What is happening? He had broken into the house. My cousin.
Your house.
Yes. I lived upstairs. My cousin lived downstairs. My cousin was in the kitchen cooking or whatever. He had broken in through a window in the kitchen to like rob whatever. And it was like the first floor was like a little elevator. It was still like 10, 12 feet in the air. She wrestled with this guy, an 18-year-old girl, threw him out the window.
Yes!
And he broke both of his arms, and they handcuffed his 2 broken T-Rex arms like an idiot and threw him in the back of an NYPD cop car.
Now that is what I call a powerful, strong woman.
That is
girl.
And guess what? She's Latina as well.
Yeah.
She's half Puerto Rican. Latina.
Latina. Yes.
That's what it is.
Shout out to you. What's her name?
Her name is Elena.
Man, Elena, you are awesome. You are like a freaking powerhouse. You go, girl.
Shout out Elena. Good for you.
That's going to be like my favorite story.
She's great. She'll come on the podcast as well. Everybody's coming on the podcast.
Everyone's coming, guys. Everyone's welcome.
Yes, everyone's welcome. Schmalcom.
What about you? So how did you even start comedy? Were you always funny? Were you an introverted kid? Like, I always get curious about comedians. I don't think I've ever really talked to a comedian before.
So, because most of us are in jail. So,
oh my God.
So especially lately. So, I'm out of
the loop. I don't know what can you do? About.
Yeah, no. Well, So first of all, here's how I started. I've had pretty much. I've had like the same size head and teeth since I'm 7. So I've always kind of looked like a lollipop, like a caricature. Like I've always, I've just recently grown into my head. So I kind of felt like I had to develop a sense of humor very early on. And I had the kind of family, my parents were divorced, and my mom, very like kind of strict Irish Catholic, like highly educated. And my father, Italian American, more like life of crime, street guy. So like when you would go, and they were divorced. So when I was at my mom's house, it was prim, proper. You know, you must pronounce your R's, Christopher. You will not sound like a degenerate like your father. Like that's how it would be. You know, because my dad's like, "What's up? How you doing?" Like, you know, he would come in and be like, "Allie, you're beautiful today. You look absolutely beautiful." Like, you know, it'd be like that. But you would feel so protected by him because he's, you know, he's one of those guys where like, yes, on the outside, on the surface, you may be like, "Huh, I don't know about this guy." But then when you get to know him for 5 minutes, you're like, "Oh no, I would give my life for this guy."
Yeah.
So he's a great guy, but in his household, when I would go there on the weekends or holidays or whatever, it was all about if you're not funny, like you're gonna like you. We would
get
sit
eaten alive.
Yeah, they would flick you in the head, or they'd be like, "You." As soon as I walked into the house, walked into to my father's house. You know, my mother dressed me in like khakis and Keds and like comb my hair over, and they would just start making fun of my outfit because they're all dirtbags from the Bronx. You know, so they would just be like, "Look at this freaking kid," you know, it looks like a waiter. You know, so you have to have like develop comebacks.
Yeah.
So for years, I didn't realize like I was developing the, you know, quote unquote chops to be a comedian, but I didn't actually get on stage until I was about 25 years old because I was a physical therapist for a while. So I have
What?
Yes.
Like a masseuse. Oh wait, no, physical therapist. That
Yes. Thank you for my profession.
No.
Yes.
I didn't mean that.
So you like what? Like you work at like a mall?
No. Oh,
Do you like those aqua massages? Can I get a free Cinnabon if I come to you?
No, because I'm a huge fan of massages, and that
You're-
I know it's a little different, but actually no.
Most people
Wait.
are. You're like,
I'm a little behind today.
I'm a huge fan of hugs.
Listen, I am a huge fan of hugs. How do you know?
What a quickie dink. Me too.
So what I meant to say is, sorry, my brain's a little
It's
off
fine
right now. Is I'm a fan of massages.
Yes.
But also, so you help people get back on their feet.
Back on their feet.
And
So
I love you because
I love you.
you help people like my mom.
Yes.
Because my mom, she has really bad scoliosis. I grew up
Okay.
with that. And because of people like you helped
Yes.
her get better and to heal and
Yeah.
to live a better life.
Being a physical therapist was like such a gratifying position. And you know, I was a pediatric physical therapist in schools in New York City. So working with like mentally and physically handicapped kids. So working with even some children with scoliosis and muscular dystrophy and Down syndrome and all these things. And it was great to have like, you know, as positive an impact as I could on their lives. So actually, and I started doing stand-up my last year of graduate school. I started doing stand-up comedy, and then I became a physical therapist in like 2010. And then I became a pediatric certified specialty physical therapist in like 2011, and I worked in the New York City Board of Ed from like 2011 to like 2013 because simultaneously I was doing like physical therapy during the day, comedy at night, kind of like burning the candles at both ends. And it got to a point, it got to a point though in 2013 where, you know, I was working on this show on MTV called Guy Code. And in the morning, like I would film Guy Code, like, you know, like right after my work schedule, or like have to like talk like, hey, everybody else was like just already a professional comedian. They didn't have a day job. And I was like, I can't just leave this day job. Like these children have like autism and things where like you mess up. You meant what they need me, but also you can't just mess up a schedule of a child with a disability like that. Like it will, that's a domino effect. Like I was like, we have to wait to summer break. I can't just leave. So it was like this whole thing that was going on. But then it got to the point once summer vacation started, you know, the principal of the school was like, listen, here's the thing. She was like, I know that you're going after your dreams and that's great. She's like, but like the content on Guy Code, she was like, you know, you can't be treating children during the day and then, you know, talking about the Guy Code to hiding your at night. Like, you just can't do it. Because what happened is because it was like Guy Code is a show, it was Guy Code and Girl Code on MTV were like,
well, not to cut you off again, but actually Fifth Harmony was on Girl Code.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
It's amazing.
Yeah. So we were on there and it was a long time ago, but we were on there, I think, giving advice or answering questions or something. So it's crazy how worlds are kind of
Yeah. I was on the Guy Code and Girl Code and it was great. It was great. It was like the first time like I had ever gotten any been on TV or anything. And you know, I kind of just had to like choose because MTV was like, hey, listen, like, you know, you can't do both now. Like either like you kind of step into this and like we can give you more opportunity here and try to put you on your way, or you can keep doing, you know, physical therapy, but it kind of really can't be both because it was like demanding. We were going on the road. There was a tour. There was all these shows. So, but it's crazy. I've told this story before, but there was one kid who I worked with who was in a wheelchair. He had confined to a wheelchair, but cognitively 100% fine, brain working like ours, even sharper than ours. So he was like in a wheelchair, and he was like, so he can't, ever walk, and he would never be able to walk. So we had to my job was to help him get him out of his wheelchair and stretch his legs and all those things, but kind of convince him hey, your legs are wheels. Dude, you're like a robot. You're even cooler than me. I wish I had freaking wheels for legs. That's what, I would do with him. But he told me when I was debating, hey, do I do physical therapy? Do I do comedy? We were tossing a ball back and forth on the second to last day of school. And I just, because my mom was like, why would you leave? You have a doctorate degree in physical therapy. Who cares? I mean, you're on Guy Code. Shut up. It's stupid. You do physical therapy, you have health benefits. And, so I was just nobody I could really talk to, because most people in my family were you would, why? Because I didn't have any success at all doing comedy. I didn't even get paid much at MTV. I mean, I didn't have anything, zero. I had $150 in my bank account. You don't make a lot of money doing physical therapy. I had nothing. So it was a tough call. And my family was do not do it. And then Aaron was his name. We were throwing the ball back and forth. And he was I was telling him, I was hey, I think I'm going to what do you think I should do? He's 6 years old, maybe 7 years old. I was what do you think I should do? I was would you, if you were me, I was would you go do comedy shows, or would you stay here and, keep hanging out with you? And he was He was well, would you come back once in a while and give hang out? And I said, yeah. He was didn't you say once too, it's word for word. He's didn't you say once too that comedy was your dream job and that's what you've been doing? I was yeah. He was so I don't understand. Why are you even asking me? And I was what? He was of course you should go do your dream. And I was yeah, I guess I should. And he was and because what was interesting about him, or any child that I learned to work with that. And he was, he told me once, and I was oh my God, dude. I was how are you so smart? How are you such just a smart, good
angel.
Kid? And he was because he was I just sit down and think all day. He was everybody, all my other, all the other kids, they run around. He's I feel they're so distracted. I just get to sit and think all day, Mr. Chris. And I was wow, dude. I was I'm gonna go do it. I was I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna be on the Ally Brooke show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are that just touched me so much. And
there you go.
It's beautiful that
I just want to say I didn't touch you. The words touched you. Just want to say crystal clear. I did not do that, and we have proof of that. I did not touch you.
Oh my God, you did not.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I thought I was the drunk one.
Oh my gosh, you were hilarious.
Thank you.
Just the fact that the sweet little angel
it's great kids.
6 years old can just change your life.
He did. They really, all those kids did. I think if you ever have an opportunity, I'm not saying you all got to go become physical therapists or do this or do that, but just getting a chance to work with children, mentally handicapped children or children that have any type of disability is just such a amazing thing. Whether you have an impact on their life or not, just to be around them is because listen, I get it. When my daughter sits and demands things and isn't grateful for, us feeding. I get it. What kid would be? I understand, even as much you say hey, there's kids in certain parts of the world that don't have food. She's I don't care. Give me the chicken nuggets. I get it. But when you work with children who are grateful, it's a very promising, hopeful thing for humanity. You know what I mean? When I see these kids, I'm oh wow, there are it's kind of most of our brains, and it's not nobody's fault, but they get changed and molded by negative experiences and horrible things that happen. And then we forget hey, we're all very grateful to have anything. We're grateful to walk, talk, speak, because I've worked with children that that kid that I taught, he would do anything to take one step and he can't. He just never will be able to unless Elon Musk helps, unless Elon Musk is the only savior here. So I don't know, but he can't, and he deals with that better than a normal able-bodied person deals with getting cut off in traffic or getting getting a negative tweet. They think their life is over, and it's shut up, stupid. Yeah. You can walk, you can talk. So I learned that. I was very humbled by working with those children. So now when things don't go my way in my career or my life, but it's sad. It's the very first day of my job, there was a therapist She was great. She was working at that school for 25 years. And she's told me, she was like, I was saying, I was a young 20, I was 24, 25, just fresh out of PT school. And she was like, I was like, what advice do you have? And she was like, don't get attached to these kids. Just do your job. And I was like, what do you mean don't get it? I was like, that's what I said. I was like, what do you mean don't get attached to them? She's like, you do your job. You treat them, you be there for them. But she was like, this job is very painful. She's like, because you have 12 kids on your class roster. She's like, by the end of the year, half of them will have died. So she was like, that's just the reality of the job of the work you're in. And I was, and for the 3 years I was there, she was pretty much right. You would just lose children to cancer or disease or, whatever, heart stuff and just any problem they had. So I kind of like learned very early on to like, life is precious. Things are, stay grateful.
Yes.
Don't worry about, like, I feel like now in our country, there's like a big narcissism issue where everyone like me, look at me. And I'm like, hey, listen, your life can go away. Like things can change like that. Like that. Cause I've seen it happen with these kids, and it's kind of made me appreciate life more,
Amen. And
absolutely. And that's why I have the confidence to wear the shirt now. Yeah.
Yes. You rock it, by the way. It's just, that's such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
I know that hits home for me, especially because of my mom and what I've seen her go through.
Scoliosis,
and how physical therapists just help and really do change people's lives.
Yes.
And it's amazing. And shout out to sweet Aaron. You're so
great kid.
Inspiring. I haven't met you, but you just impacted me.
He's coming on the podcast too.
Yes,
I'm getting him out here.
You should like try to find him. I don't know if you.
I know where he is. I'm telling because the thing is,
that would be awesome.
That's the thing when you work with children, who have disabilities and are going through things, their families, you get so close with their family. It's because really what a big part of a pediatric physical therapist's job is to not only treat the child, but you're also treating the family. You're talking to the family about like, hey, this is what you need to do at home. This is how you need to encourage him or her. This is what we need to do. So, and then you start to bond with the family. So I'm still close with a lot of the family members of the kids that I worked with, and they've, followed, my career, since. So it's been cool.
And how is that? So that day obviously changed your life.
Yeah.
Aaron changed your life with that beautiful piece of advice.
Yeah.
And then from then on, did you just hit the pavement and just started like, because I always wonder, I know what it's like for an artist. I'm familiar with a lot of different artist paths and journeys, but comedian, I've never really talked to a comedian. How is it? Like, I hear it's, from what I've seen, it can be rough.
I think that, to make it in any form of entertainment is, and as far as like making it, I don't even know. People are like, oh, some people ask me, hey, how do you feel when you made it? And then some people ask me, when do you think you're going to make it? So I'm like, I don't know. Did I make it? Did I not make it? I feel happy every day in my life. Yes. I can provide, for my family has what they want because of my career. So I'm like, that's to me, that's making it. Like, I'm like, hey, we have a place to live. Everybody's fed because I'm telling jokes, but it wasn't, it takes a while, and I have many goals to, hope to one day achieve, but we're all works in progress. But, that day when I left, when I was like, oh yeah, I just took a stand and I'm, I'm taking a step forward. I mean, that night I did a show at a place called the Maui Taco. So it's like.
The Ally Brooke Show is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table for your family in about 30 minutes or less. HelloFresh offers 25 plus recipes to choose from each week, from vegetarian meals to craft burgers and extra special gourmet options. There's something for everyone to enjoy, with all recipes designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity. HelloFresh's fresh ingredients are sourced directly from growers and delivered from the farm to your front door in under a week. No more stress of the grocery store. HelloFresh is a lifesaver for me, guys. When I'm in the studio all week or, I'm here recording my podcast or I've been on the road for a few days, I have very little time to cook. So now that I have HelloFresh, all I have to do is pull the prepackaged ingredients out of the fridge and get started. The meals are usually really easy and fast and they taste amazing. HelloFresh now owns Green Chef. Since both offer a wide variety of meals, there really is something for everyone. Recently, I've been switching between the two brands each week to really change things up. Now, my listeners can enjoy both brands at a discount from me. From me, guys. Go to HelloFresh.com/AllyBrooke12 and use code AllyBrooke12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/ALLYBROOKE12 for 12 free meals when you enter my code AllyBrooke12.
I think the thing with comedy, music, and again, I'm not a musician, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but music, it's like, you know, when you're performing in like big theaters or arena spaces, of course, like a musician, like you can, the crowd can like enjoy the vibe of the song and like tune in and out and like just be like, but like still feel it. Comedian, if you don't listen to every word I'm saying, if you miss a word because you looked at your phone, you're talking to your friends or you're laughing too loud or not, you then the joke bombs. And then because it's like you need to hang on to every single thing I'm saying. But I do feel with comedy, it's like a common man's game. It's like a common person thing. So, you know, my peers who are like superstars, it's very important that they still be able to relate to the common person because nobody wants to hear jokes about you in your private jet or you in your $30 million mansion. It's like, no. We want to hear about your struggles. Comedy, the way you get relatable is like, hey, I'm going through this problem. Here's how I dealt with it. And, you know, this is funny. Like, you know, laugh along with me. That's how I present the jokes to the crowd. So I'm very happy to not be a millionaire. Yeah.
So you found that when you're vulnerable, that's when like the best stuff comes out or when people relate the most.
I think that, and I'm sure it's the same for music. Like, you know, like I know like for me, like the best like Adele songs were the ones when she was going through the breakup because it's like, this lady's like bleeding on stage. Like I feel her pain. And I feel like with comedy, you know, if you can feel like, you know, it's not necessarily bleeding on stage, but it's like, hey, like you're laughing along with my pain because maybe it can help you. Like comedy is very cathartic for me. And I hope it's like cathartic for the people that like my stuff. And that's really why I do it. One thing that's changed where I can say like, like I feel like now, you know, I'm comfortable in who I am because even though I want the audience to laugh and I know they're, you know, paying money and it's a night out and they have to get babysitters and all that stuff, but I really do the comedy for me now. I don't do it for the audience. I'm like, I think this is fun.
Baller.
That's what I don't want. I hope that the choices I'm making are pleasing you and you're having fun with it. Like I really do. But I used to do the comedy for the crowd. Like this crowd looks like they'd be into this. So let me act like this. It's like, no. I'm going to be who I am no matter who the crowd is. It doesn't matter if I'm performing in, you know, New York or India. I'm going to do the same, however I feel, because I want you to come to my world. Like I'm the comedian, I'm the professional. So that's what I believe. And I also feel like I've now learned how to fail and like bomb comfortably. So I think that I used to like, you know, fail at something and like you would see it all over me like, oh, this is not going well. But now it's like whether I'm, you know, crushing or bombing or failing, it's my tempo is the same.
Yeah.
It's just the same because I did comedy. I did stand-up comedy on the David Letterman show a few years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right before he retired, I was like one of the last comics to get a set on the show. It was great.
Legendary.
It was great. And I wore a really big oversized suit right off the rack from Joseph A. Bank. And the suit was too big. And it looked like I was wearing shoulder pads. And I do the set. First of all, when you get a set on late night television, a comedy set on late night television, David Letterman, Jimmy Fallon or whatever, you have to be vetted by Jimmy Fallon or David Letterman or Jimmy Kimmel. You have to be vetted by them and you have to be vetted by their bookers. So
that's insane.
Yeah, so the booker has to say, I approve or disapprove of this 5-minute set. And I kept performing it for them. I would go to clubs every night in New York City and they would come to watch me and I would do the 5-minute set and it would go relatively well. I thought people were laughing, but they never would book me. Never. And every time I'd be like not getting booked, weeks going on. They're watching me do the same set and they're just not booking me. And it's like people are laughing at it. The jokes are tight. Like, why are you not booking me? Yeah. And then one night I do it and it does not go well. It was a tough crowd and I just wasn't on my element and I bombed with the 5-minute set, like really bad. But I just did the 5-minute set, put the mic in, got off, felt dejected, Called my manager. I was like, hey, I blew it. You know, I called him like 20 minutes later. I was like, listen, I blew it. I just bombed in front of the Letterman people. Like, you know, I'm sorry. I don't know. Like, I blew it. And he's like, that's interesting. He's like, because they just called me and said you're booked for this Thursday.
Oh,
and I was like,
gosh.
what? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I don't know. They booked you this Thursday. They said you're ready. You're booked. And I was like, what? So I go do the set. And then after the set, I see the bookers and they were like, how'd you feel out there? And I was like, I felt great. It was awesome. I was like, but can I just ask you, why did you guys book me after you just saw me bomb? And they said to me, and they like always like burning my brain. They were like, because we needed to know that you could comfortably fail.
Wow.
So they were like, that's what, to us, they were like, that's how we got our confidence in you, is when the things didn't go well, when the world was basically burning, you stayed confident and you just did what because he was like, the guy was like, what if you bombed on national TV? Were you going to start sweating? Were you going to curse? Were you going to freak out? Because then we'll get fired. But when we saw you not doing well, but stay calm, cool, collected, we're like, okay, this guy's ready now.
That is like such.
So fail with grace. That's what you're going to fail in life. That's what's going to happen. I mean, I can't tell the show that I'm doing on TruTV. It was my 11th pilot.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
That's
so it's all fails.
Insane.
Yeah.
I feel like I can actually relate to you and your story.
Right.
That is such a moment to learn, such a teachable moment for so many people, because I'm sure so many people are going through so many things right now.
It's like you're gonna fail. What is life is not fun. What do you learn when I have a really great set? What am I learning? Nothing. You only start to think and reflect and get better as a person when you fail. So but I'm just saying, like, anybody you've ever seen, I think, who's extremely successful, they failed more. You know how many of Elon Musk's inventions didn't work?
Yeah.
You know?
It's
you know,
so true.
You know how many songs you guys sang that didn't work?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wrote in my book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And a lot more that didn't go in. I could have. Okay, anyways.
I know. I know.
Yes, no, it's so true. And like for me, I have been through the ringer in this business. This business is very hard, especially, kind of navigating the waters of this business and the labels. And I've had so many times, I mean, before Fifth Harmony was a whole book in itself of me trying to make it and me getting the door slammed in my face. So many almosts, and years of just coming out here back and forth, my parents, trying to work it out with living in Texas and here, and coming with my mom one time, who obviously was in horrible condition, and then my dad, and then being a young girl, so young, having all these rejections, all this stuff, putting out music, it never went where I wanted to. There was so much excitement and then bam, like I had no idea what my next move was going to be. Fifth Harmony comes, it's my big break, we were like one of the biggest girl groups ever, which is crazy for me to think about. And then after when Fifth Harmony broke up, after Fifth Harmony broke up, I was looking for a home, looking for a label, and I got so many no's. Like basically all the labels that were available turned me down. They rejected me. And I was shattered because, of course, you would think that, okay, I paid my dues and now it's a fresh start. And especially my management at the time told me, like, oh my gosh, they're going to have a bidding war over you. It's going to be crazy. And, you're in those rooms and it's really stiff. You're kind of questioning yourself. These people make you double think who you are. These people try to tell you who you are. Yeah. And then you think it's going well. One, I remember in particular, went so well, knocked it out of the park. I'm like, oh, I'm for sure going to get an offer. I was on a plane heading to a private show that I booked in like Bentonville, Arkansas. I hope I said that right. And I remember... Great state, Arkansas. Capital, Little Rock. Every state capital. There you go. Shout out. I basically went on and I found out all the labels that I met with rejected me. It was a pass. And I had nowhere else to go. And I was crying on the floor. I was so heartbroken and shattered. My faith was tested too. Of course. And I was just like, how could this happen to me? Especially... I'm in the biggest girl group in the world. I should be able to get something. And where am I going to go now? And then, weeks later, a door reopened. And now, I'm here and I have a fresh start. But it's true. You have so many failed moments where you think like, what is going to happen? Where am
Yeah.
I going to go? Am I ever going to achieve my dreams? Am I ever going to get the chance at them? And then when
Yeah.
you do, it's this unbelievable moment.
Yeah, because for you, like Kobe Bryant said something once that I always remembered. He said, so many people rest in the middle, but you can only rest at the end. So Fifth Harmony is just the middle for you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Wow.
So don't rest there.
Wow.
Wow.
It's crazy. Because that's like, that's how I felt
Yeah.
and how I feel. Because Fifth Harmony was it was an incredible thing, an incredible
Yes.
ride. But, you know, speaking of being vulnerable earlier, how important that is, I am working on that because I don't know. I like to be really positive and fun and all that. And I get nervous about opening up.
Of course.
But this podcast is a blessing because it helps me to be able to open up in
course.
the ways that I feel comfortable in. In Fifth Harmony, I had a lot of pain. There's so much abuse going on, verbal abuse, mental abuse.
I believe it.
It was not fun. And I hate saying that. I don't want to shatter like that for the fans, but I also want to be truthful to them. And I am so thankful for Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that was my middle. And now I'm at such a different time in my life, such a different space. I look back and I don't feel like that's me. I look at pictures. I don't like to really look at our pictures or music videos because I don't like who I was then. I was so unhappy. And it's hard saying that when, you know, we had it all. It seemed like that on the outside. But this industry can be so cruel and corrupt, and just the toxicity that went on of just.
Oh yeah, no, we can listen. I could imagine. You know, I've heard of Lou Pearlman. You know, and like In Sync. I mean, it's like that shit. We've all seen the document. It's a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
to be in bands like that.
Yes, and
you got what you needed out of it, and it's great. But it's like, listen, kids. You know, I get it. The kids, you know, they love it. But as adults, we're like, oh, gee, I'm happy she's out.
Yeah, right.
Welcome home, Ally. We're like, get back out here. Get on a podcast. Fifth Harmony. What do you want to performing in Tokyo? No way. Let's get on the couch with Chrissy D.
That's right. Oh my gosh, but it's just crazy, you know, just like I don't know, being on that own personal journey and kind of sharing that.
And this is good because, you know, because I think too, you know, when you're in a band like that, a group that's so successful and you're singing the songs and
I would feel so guilty for saying like I didn't like it.
And nobody knows, but nobody gets to know the real you or the other girls from the group. So now this is an opportunity to get to know me as a human being because I'm so much more than, you know, Fifth Harmony and me. I'm so much more than, you know, a comedian and a physical therapist. You know, I'm actually really not, but you are. I actually really have just done two things. I have a beautiful child, but you are obviously so great.
Oh my God. No, you are awesome too. You make people laugh, and that's
she touched me. I'm never gonna wash my arm. Mur's like, oh,
Mur,
you bastard! I want her to touch my arm too.
Oh my God, I would just pay to see his face right now. It's so cool, like knowing that, especially now, you can just be vulnerable, be open, just like share your truth and story. And I'm always like careful because there's a lot of, it's like a balancing rope, you know?
But here's the thing, Ally. Here's what I think about all that stuff, especially you being very much in the public eye with such a big band, is people are going to say things no matter what. Like, so you might as well.
My mom says.
Yeah, they're just going to talk crap no matter what. No matter if you're the greatest person in the world or the biggest scumbag in the world, they're just going to have things to say always. So you say whatever you want to say, whatever you think is truthful and powerful is going to help someone, and then forget about what everybody else says. I mean, people on Twitter, half of them are Russian bots anyway. They're not even, they're like fake robot accounts.
Bots. How does it feel now? You went through all those struggles, all those rejections, all those crazy moments of Letterman and getting that and, you know, learning so many lessons of never giving up. And now you're at this point where you're like a huge comedian. You're killing it. You're on so many different shows. How does that feel? I know a lot of my friends, I told them that I was interviewing you and they're like, what? He's like my favorite comedian right now. My agent, some of my family friends. Yeah.
Who you repped by?
Huh?
Who you repped by?
UTA.
Oh, me too. Okay. I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was going to try to cause like a war with, you know, CAA or somebody.
Oh, yeah,
okay, fine. But I'm with UTA too. Fine. Yeah.
So it's like, it's awesome. How do you feel, you know, seeing yourself 10 years ago and now?
I feel now, what I love about where my career is at now is that every day of my life kind of feels like a Sunday afternoon. And what I mean by that is like the days of the week are like irrelevant to me now, which is great because I always said like, I don't want to have a job where like I have to like look at a clock or, you know, I'm like counting down the minutes. So now like, you know, whatever time it is now, it could be 6 o'clock in the morning. It could be whatever time it is now. It doesn't matter to me because I love what I do. And I don't, you know, I don't know how much time just went by, but I could keep going because I'm not like, oh, I got to be anywhere.
Awesome.
But here, so I think that's what I love about my career the most. And I'm at a place where it's like, I love my job because I get to do what I want every day. It's like, yes, the money is, you know, comes in, you know, Kevin Hart has, you know, $50 million. I don't, but I feel the similarities we have is we both do what we love every day. It's like, I don't need $50 million. I mean, I make enough money for my family to have what they want and we have nice things and everything's great. And, you know, I just wake up every day and I'm like, wow, I love what I do. I don't look at the time. I don't know what day. Saturdays and Sundays and Wednesdays are the same.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a great way to look at it because actually Sundays are my favorite days. And
shout out Jesus.
Yes, shout out Jesus.
Great guy, Jesus. Yeah.
Are there any fans of yours that blow your mind that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person's a fan of mine? That's really cool.
A fan of mine who I'm like, wow, I can't believe this person knows who I am is actually, I don't know, this may be a little bit inside. I know that everyone's a sports fan, but to me, it means something big to me. I'm a huge New York Yankees fan.
Nice.
And I've watched the New York Yankees with my father since started watching them in 1995. I still watch them to this day. And the center fielder, my favorite player, I had his baseball card, I had his jersey and everything. The center fielder for the New York Yankees is a guy named Bernie Williams, a fellow Puerto Ricano. And even though I know you're Mexican and I'm white, I don't know why I said that. But, you know.
For your wife, repping for your wife.
Yes, repping for my wife. Yes. Bernie Williams, center fielder of the Yankees, is a fan of mine and actually had me do comedy at his 50th birthday party a couple of years ago. I got a message out of nowhere from his manager and agent, was like, hey, Bernie is a big fan of yours and he wants you to perform. And then at the thing was Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter and Joe Torre and all the people who, when I was a child, I had these guys were on my bed sheets and I'm now performing for them. And still to this day, I communicate with Bernie Williams. And it was one of those things where when I met him, I did the show and he was like, hey, do you want to come have a drink? Like come hang out at my birthday party. And I was going to say yes, but I went out onto Park Avenue in New York City and started hysterical crying on the phone with my father. And I couldn't walk back in because I was genuinely bawling, crying that Bernie Williams knew who I was.
That's a hysterically crying moment. That's something that you literally dreamed of. You worked your whole life. You had bed sheets of these people.
I had bed sheets on them. I bed sheets, yes.
And it's like, that's a moment that you're like, pinch me, this is so surreal.
That was for me.
And
Bernie
you
Williams.
made it.
Yes,
like,
which I know none of your fans have ever even heard of. But talk to your parents about Bernie Williams.
We know Bernie Williams, yeah. And shout out to you.
Yeah.
You made a huge impact.
You're like, he scored so many goals for the Yankees.
Yeah.
He scored like 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. Just kidding. That is crazy, man. Now that's super cool.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
And congratulations on everything. Like, I mean it. And thank you for making me laugh.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. And I hope that our friendship can remain. And I know where you live.
Yes, and I am aware of that. We will keep this friendship going.
Thank you. ChristyComedy.com for all my tour dates coming up. I'm doing stand-up around. I'm gonna maybe one day I'll come to San Antonio. I'm gonna do a show in Fiesta, Texas.
Those shows are poppin', boo.
Poppin', boo.
You will love it. My people will love you.
Mi gente.
Yes, mi gente. That's right.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.